groupies? As in women that come down and give you hugs and kisses right after the show? No. All jokes aside, I know that it's pretty common for artists in general, and especially hip hop, whatever, that to have groupies, and there's a lot of things that are stereotyped on a lot of hip hop artists. And I think that on a personal level, I think we really try to crack stereotypes and just be ourselves, and ourselves and who we are as people. We really don't see that as being something that we want, as far as if you're talking about it in the stereotypical way about using women for the night and then flying off to another show and using another girl for the night, flying off to another show. It's not something we really try to get involved with. I've got a strong mother that taught me to respect women. I have my belief in God, who's taught me to respect people, and I've got a sister that I adore, and I've got the people that I care about, and I've grown in my own life to put women in a certain level where I feel that type of stuff just really doesn't happen. But I can tell you that I've had some great, awesome conversations with women after, before shows, backstage, wherever, and really got to connect with them as I would anyone else at a show, and really try. I mean, we're men, and there's attractive women at shows. I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of hotties, a lot of pretty girls, but there's trying to find a balance between where you appreciate that someone is a beautiful person, and then also that you find them attractive in that way. So, yeah, groupie situations. If you're out to do that, you probably won't have the best time on tour with us. But if you like sweaty shows and people jumping around, you like smoky clubs being full of noise and hip-hop music and people screaming and yelling, then you came to the right tour. I can tell you just from the get-go, I mean, just driving into the city of Warsaw and just seeing, hearing the history while we're driving past the buildings that are pretty much older than our entire country of the U.S. And hearing some of the history that has gone on through the war and all of this, you can really start to see the city for not just where it is now, but where it was back then, and you kind of get a whole grip of the history in like one gulp. It's a lot to take in, like when you come in. As far as I know, I mean, there's hip-hop playing in the back of me. There's a DJ spinning really dope music. There's a crowd out there that are willing and ready and hoping to see independent hip-hop. And as far as the scene, it looks good to me, The weather's freezing. It's so cold that I don't even drink coffee. I just bought one to hold in my hands while we were walking. But other than that, it's similar to Colorado. The weather's similar. We're from Colorado Springs originally, so we deal with the snow, we deal with the cold, the freezing, the whole deal. The only thing is that we've been living in California for 3.5, almost 4 years now, and our blood is as thin as can be. So we come out here, we need like 7 shirts, 8 pairs of socks, 2 hoods, 3 hats, and headphones, just to keep your mind off of how cold it is.
As far as the group is concerned, Rez actually worked with Mike Attic Merriman at the radio station out in Boulder. That was KVCU. KVCU out in Boulder. I actually didn't come into contact with them until a little bit after they started. Me and Jay were actually we were gone for about a year away from the scene in Colorado. Jay was doing a program called AmeriCorps. I was simply out with my family out in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, in the U.S. And we after we came back, the station had turned into something a whole lot bigger than before we left. I think before we'd go in and a couple of us would freestyle, or we bring in records and play random breaks, or just stuff that we wanted to hear on the radio. And when we came back, it turned into a sort of a full-fledged movement. So we started to go in there a little bit more often. Of course, we'd bring any new material that we've recorded, and between the DJs that we knew, or if it was one of us who wanted to come in there and spin a set or whatever, sometimes we'd come in there and do that. A lot of artists that would come and play Boulder would come in there and get interviewed, and we'd come in sometimes with them, and there was freestyle sessions and all that stuff. But I think just from the very beginning, we liked the idea that it was staying true to what it was set out to do, and was to unify the Colorado scene and the artists in the scene. And I felt that we were definitely a part of that. So. Rawkus, of course, for people who don't know, is a very well-respected label that's been around since, around the mid-'90s or something like that. Very well-respected underground hip-hop label that flourished into something a lot bigger, and sort of been hiding out for the last few years, but now they've reemerged with the two main owners, and we, the Procussions, are their first, if not one of the first acts that they've signed to their imprint. This happened over the course of the last few months or so. We completed our new album called 5 Sparrows for 2 Cents, and just sent out feelers to see who was interested in it. And Rawkus responded to us, and we responded back to him, of course, just from the sheer name. But over the course of conversations and everything, I think we found something in common with them in terms of vision of what they saw in the Procussions, and what we saw in a label of Rawkus, of what they wanted to do with the music. So that happens early next year, that they release the record, and we're hoping it'll be a good thing. We're very excited for the record, and we're excited that Rawkus is behind it, and that we're getting to work with them. So. Pozdrawiamy, Jedel Nekuva, warrap.net.